News Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. An international lookout bulletin order could be issued against the suspects in the killing of Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo. DOJ spokesperson Miko Clavano revealed that they will request a blue notice from the International Criminal Police Organization or Interpol. Through this, the Philippine government can monitor the movements of the suspects wherever they are in the world. Clavano said that the lookout bulletin does not cover Negros Oriental Congressman Arnie Teves since he is not yet a suspect in the killing.
He will have to undergo preliminary investigation kung saan masasabina siya. He will be asked or required to show up at the preliminary hearings kung saan maglalabas din siya ng isang counter affidavit para i-explain yung side niya.
Meantime, the Philippine National Police respects the DOJ's decision to drop complaints against Teves for the illegal possession of firearms. The PNP explained that Teves is already facing multiple charges for the same crime.
Nauna na dito, 3 counts of murder din ang isinampa ng CIDG labang kay Congressman Teves at iba pa. Kaugnay po ito sa pagpatay kay board member Miguel Dungog, Lester Bato at Pasito Libron. Naninindigan po ang CIDG na may hawak silang matibay na ebidensya para mapatunayan ang pagkakasangkot ng mga nasabing akusado.
And Senate is considering an inquiry into the series of murders in Negros Oriental, including the carnage that killed Governor Roel Degamo and 8 others. Senate President Mig Zubiri said that a probe is forthcoming and that they're just giving the Justice Department some time to build up the cases. The upper chamber's interest in the cases is on the back of a request from Pamplona Mayor Janice Degamo, the wife of the slain governor. In other news, government is taking pride in cheaper rice being sold at Kadiwa stores. But does it compare to regular priced rice in terms of quality? Mobile journalist Francis Orsho checks out the different variants of the Filipino staple in this report.
Even with prices of goods on the rise, there are still options on where to buy cheap and affordable rice. But is the taste worth the price? At the Novaliches Public Market in Quezon City, a kilo of rice sells for as low as 36 pesos, while in some Kadiwa stores, a kilo of rice can be bought for 25 pesos. According to some Kadiwa rice vendors, Filipinos find it good.
Kahit po commercial rice po siya, dinadagsa po ng mga tao at mura. At masarap po kasi yung bigas na tinitinda po natin.
We're now curious to know how this 25 peso rice compares to other cheap market alternatives. Upon closer look, the Kadiwa rice appears similar to any other rice bought in the market, except for some yellowish grains. But other than that, there seems to be no issue with its quality. Comparing it with the 36 peso rice bought from the Novaliches Public Market, there seems to be no apparent difference. But if we talk about the taste,
hindi naman malata itong Kadiwa rice na binili natin at ang malambot-lambot din itong kanin na ito at ang lasa parang parehas lang din naman sa mga regular na kanin o bigas na mabibili natin sa palengke na mas mahal ng kaunti at ang kalidad nito hindi nalalayo dito sa binili nating pinakamurang bigas sa palengke.
Meanwhile, when compared to the more pricey Denorado rice which cost around 55 pesos per kilo, one can instantly tell the difference. The more expensive Denorado rice easily tops the supply from Kadiwa stores.
Mas masarap ang lasa at may pagkapanda ng amoy at syempre, mas malambot din itong kanin na ito.
The Kadiwa stores pride itself for sourcing commodities straight from farms. This means that there are no middle layers in the supply chain, making it cheaper. The government plans to put up more Kadiwa stores nationwide in order to provide the public with more affordable goods amid the high inflation. Mobile journalist Francis Orsho, We Are One News.
More stories still to come after this quick break. Stay with us here on One News. One News Now, I'm Sean Yao. The Japanese vessel carrying a remotely operated vessel or ROV has arrived in Calapan Port this morning. Let's get more updates from Mon Gualvez, who's reporting to us live from Pola in Oriental Mindoro. Hi, Mon. What's the latest from over there?
Sean, Japanese vessel Shinichi Maru has already been deployed to the area where where MT Princess Empress is believed to have sunk here in Oriental Mindoro. And like you said, it is carrying ROV which will be used in helping to resolve the oil spill brought about by the tragedy. Shinichi Maru arrived in the port of Calapan here in Oriental Mindoro around 8 in the morning. The ROV called Hakuyo can descend to as low as 2,000 meters under the sea and could take images of the tanker that's currently situated 300 to 400 meters below the surface of the sea. From the images, the company can finally be able to more accurately analyze how to stop the seepage of industrial fuel from the tanker. Authorities, though, admit that this process can take days. For now, 4 agencies of government have joined forces. These are the Bureau of Customs, Bureau of Immigration, Bureau of Quarantine, and Philippine Coast Guard in hastening the CIQS procedures that give a foreign vessel permission to operate in the country. Office of Civil Defense is also already requesting a backup ROV in case the first one malfunctions or for double-checking purposes. Meanwhile, another concern at the moment is the oil spill reaching Verde Island Passage, a global center for marine biodiversity. In the town of Pola, in Oriental Mindoro, around 90 residents have already been complaining of fever and sore throat because of the oily waste that has not been collected for weeks already. Problem is, oil slick has already started accumulating once more. Sean, Alagang Kapatid Foundation has already arrived in Pola, Oriental Mindoro to distribute help to the affected residents. And those who wanted to help may visit the Alagang Kapatid Foundation Facebook pages for more details. Sean?
All right, Mon, just dialing it back a little bit to the ROV that arrived. Again, just to clarify, no, na hindi pa ito yung ROV na kaya mag-repair nung butas na makakapag-stop nung leakage from the MT Princess Empress, yes?
Yes, that's correct, Sean. The ROV that arrived can only take images or photos of what's underwater. And that's still beneficial, Sean, actually, because only then can the authorities, the Philippine Coast Guard, local government unit, as well as the company that owns MT Princess Empress in particular, can come up with concrete solutions on how to stop the oil from further leaking from the body of the sunken tanker.
All right, and when are we expecting that second ROV to arrive and what is taking it so long? Also, Mon, the second ROV, will it have the capability to conduct repairs underwater?
Again, Sean, we're talking about 800,000 liters of more corrosive industrial fuel that is believed to have been sunk in the water, and we're talking about biodiversity sites. In any problem, the first step is always knowing where and how to attack. As for the ROV that meant to stop oil leakage, that's yet to be discussed, because last time we knew it's supposed to be procured or contracted from China. However, it didn't push through. So we're still awaiting for further announcements until now about the second ROV or the next steps that they will be doing with regard to the how they control the oil spill happening from the sea. Sean?
All right, now, last question before we go, Mon. When will authorities be deploying that first ROV that's already here?
It's been already deployed, Sean, around 2:30 in the afternoon, and it is now ongoing. The works of the ROV is now ongoing with regard to searching the MT Princess Empress that sunk in the sea in the past 3 weeks, Sean.
Right, good to hear. At least looking forward to a concrete plan of action soon from the government. Thank you so much for those updates. Mon Gualvez reporting to us live from Pola in Oriental Mindoro. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Oil companies are implementing a big-time oil price rollback tomorrow, Tuesday, March 21. Diesel will be cheaper by 1 peso and 85 centavos a liter, while gasoline prices will be slashed by 1 peso and 20 centavos per liter. The Customs Bureau confiscated 120 million pesos worth of smuggled agricultural products in Navotas. The BOC seized illegal imports of meat and seafood in a raid of 7 warehouses and cold storage facilities. The smuggled items came from China, Brazil, Australia, the United States, and Russia. And Pagasa might declare the official start of the dry season within the week. The State Weather Bureau attributes the onset of the dry season to weakening cold winds by the northeast monsoon or amihan. At the same time, the easterlies or the warm air from the Pacific Ocean have started to pick up in recent days. One News Now will be back at 5:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.